Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're painting up some armatures. This is the Helverin one, so this one's going to be blue. So we're getting straight in with it now. We're going to start with a black undercoat and then do a very heavy sort of dry brush or underbrush or overbrush, whatever it's called, over the entire model, basically all of the metal parts that we want to be sort of silver. I've chosen oily steel, which is a Vallejo colour. It's just quite a deep metallic silver. So we're going to start with that and work on from there. It's a good base. Basically what we're trying to do here is just get coverage over everything. Not too worried about it not going into the cracks and crevices, because we're just sort of giving it that heavy dry brush to leave some of the dark recesses behind. Okay, so once that's finished, and we're moving on to the next step, we're going to do an all-over wash in Agrax Earthshed. Now, you could use Nuln oil, but I prefer the sort of grimy, dirty, earthy tones of the Agrax Earthshed. After all, these, these models are supposed to be, all these knights are supposed to be hundreds of years old, if not thousands of years old, so the kind of oily, browny, stained colour is much better effect in my opinion than a Nuln oil. But by all means you could use Nuln oil at this stage. We're basically just going to go over the entire thing. Everything that we've done, we're just going to paint it in the Nuln oil. Try not to let it pull too much. You can always go back with a dry brush and sort of soak it up, or just spread it out a little bit further along the model if you need to. But make sure we're working into all the nooks and crannies, all the crevices, all the little details, because there's a hell of a lot of detail on these. Lots of little recesses that you can delve into with your brush. Just sort of making that detail stand out just that little bit more. And because we've not painted a solid colour, there's also that black underneath as well of the undercoat that we haven't quite covered with our dry brush or overbrush from earlier. So once that's completely dry, we're just going to go over again, just a heavy dry brush with the oily steel from Vallejo. Just going to reapply that just to the sort of highest points. We're not trying to repaint the whole thing again. We want to leave some of that Agrax Earthshed behind in the recesses and just bring the silver back out again. So we've got that metallic sort of shine. This is more of a dry brush than a heavy handed overbrush or whatever it's called. But we're just picking out some of the detail and kind of giving it this dry brush just to make that detail pop even more. To be fair, most of this is probably going to be covered over in armour anyway, so it's you could, if you attach the armour early on, you could miss most of this out. It's just a lot easier to do without the armour on. You can sort of build up the layers without having to try and avoid painting the armour as well. And to take it a step further, we're going to do another highlight. This time I used Iron Hands Citadel colour, and as you can see, I am literally just sort of picking off the bits that are going to get the highest amount of light. So focusing on those sort of areas, and this just makes it shine that little bit more than the oily steel. The oily steel is quite a deeper shade of silver, where this is just that little bit lighter. Not too light, not like a Stormhost silver, we don't want to go that far. Although you absolutely could if you wanted to, it's entirely what you want to do. These are just the steps that I've taken to create that effect. I did paint up the Warglaive at the same time, and when it comes to the armour panels, which are coming up very shortly, I just painted them the red instead of the blue, but the steps were exactly the same. I used metallic paints on this one, so all the armour is painted in, I think, army paint and metallic paints. I think this one's Elven armour and the other one's gemstone red. Those are the two colours that I used. But you'll see them both at the end, and you can decide whether or not you want to use metallic paints, really. I've had them on the shelf for such a long time, and I wanted to give them a try, and these seem like ideal candidates for that purpose. So yeah, I used them, and I quite like them. Quite like the effect that they give at the end. I need to buy a couple more now and try a few more of the metallic paints out. So. So moving on to the brass sections, I used Screaming Bell. So they've kind of got like little canisters on the backs there. I picked them out in this Screaming Bell. It's just to break it all up, it's just to give it a little bit of a difference, something to stand out, and it's quite a nice contrast. That little symbol there, there's one at both sides. Pick that out as well. It's just a case of picking a few things out just to break the silver up, give it a bit more character, a little bit something more interesting to look at. And then the pipework at the top, I'm not sure what they're called, but just give them a coat as well. And yeah, it's just something to stand out, to break the monotony of all the silver that we've done. And I'm pretty sure I didn't film it, but I actually gave them an Agrex Earthshade wash as well. Yeah, I'm sure I didn't film it, but yeah, I gave them an Agrex Earthshade wash. Yeah, so we're using Elven Armour, which is the colour from Army Painter. It's a blue metallic. Now I will say that this definitely needs thinning down, and it's definitely going to take more than 2 coats. I think in the end I used It was definitely 3. It could even have been 4 on certain pieces, especially this big piece, the kind of the back part, as it probably is. Because it is such a big surface area to paint in this metallic blue, I think I gave it about 4 coats in the end. But it does work. It does nice. It does stand out. It's very nice. It's a lovely blue colour. But like I say, you just need to put a little bit more effort into it. Give it them 4 coats, and I think it paid off. But then, yeah, you've got to do the rest of the armour panels as well. So once they're all done, it's moving on to the trim. This one we used Retributor armour, and on the Warglaive I used Iron Hands again. So we've got 1 gold, 1 silver. I was going to use Retributor armour on both of them, because I think the red and the gold is a nice combination. You just have to look at corn models basically and you'll see that that's a nice combination. But I was glad that I did 1 in gold and 1 in silver. This is probably the most time consuming part, is picking out all the trim, but actually it wasn't that bad. It was quite enjoyable to do this. I'm not a big fan of painting trim, but because the model itself is slightly bigger, it's slightly easier to sort of get good at, if that makes sense, because it's quite raised. You can sort of pick it out. It's a lot easier to pick out than it is on some of the corn models I've done in the past. And maybe Slaves to Darkness as well, when I was doing my Age of Sigmar models. Yeah, it's just a case of going around. There's 2 of each piece, 2 shoulder pads, 2 foot guards, 2 leg guards, and then there's a cod piece as well, which hasn't got any trim on actually. So that's pretty much finished now. Sorry, I seem to have come out of the camera angle at this point, but you can sort of see what I'm doing by using your imagination. I find that if I use a little bit leftover sprue just to glue to the back of them, it's good to get a good grip of them and spin them around in your hand. What I'm doing here is I'm taking a Nuln oil and I'm trying to get it into sort of all the recesses, mainly focusing on like the vents here, but there's a lot of detail, a lot of lines in the armour, and basically you want to get it in to those lines. Try to be a little bit selective where you put it. Certainly don't let it pull in the areas where you don't want it. Just take a damp brush or a dry brush actually will do it, just to absorb it off the surface area. But we're trying to get it into the sort of the grates, the vents, the line between the gold and the blue. We want to sort of get it on there to make that distinction, that black line distinction between the blue and the gold. It really does neaten it all up. Having those nice clean lines of difference between the blue, the gold, the black, the shading. It really is wonderful stuff. Is washes and as you can see, I'm just trying to get it into the sort of recesses there. There you go. Okay, so after that I attached everything. This was a few days later. Moving on to a little bit more detail work now, just the last few things. What I did is I painted the cables. Now I used Basilicanum Grey, but you could use Black Templar if you wanted to. I just found the Basilicanum's a little bit softer. And again, it's just about breaking up all the other colours. There's a lot of silver on it. In the end, there's actually quite a lot of blue on it as well. So it's just a case of breaking it up, giving something a little bit more interesting to draw the eye to. There's quite a few cables and things on the model, mainly on the legs, but there's some just underneath the head and on the weapons as well, I noticed. And I just went around, just carefully picked them all out. Because it's contrast paint, again, you can just sort of move it off with a damp brush if you do happen to spill onto something, but it's quite easy to do, nothing too taxing here. Yeah, just make sure you twist and turn the model so you can get them from all angles. Because it's a contrast paint, then some of that silver will sort of show through underneath, but it'll be a much deeper shade than the rest of it, so it will give it that sort of different look, different appeal. Moving on now, we're just picking out the eye and the sort of window that's on the top there. And what I'm doing, I'm just giving it a coat of Corax White, just as a base coat. We're going to put a nice bright contrast over the top of it, and going up from white is what we need. So just be very careful just to pick out the eyes. They're not particularly small, they're quite easy to do. A little bit raised as well, so they're good just to catch the side of the brush with. The window is a little bit more tricky. You don't want to get it in the recess, you just kind of follow the shape round and then just sort of fill it in. It's kind of like an oval-y type shape, so yeah. I mean, you can completely miss this part out if you want, just do the eye and not do this visor part, this window, whatever it is. It's where the pilot is, I believe, but my law is not brilliant on these things. I just like to paint them. Okay, and once that's sort of dry, we're going in with Yolandra Yellow, I think it was. I forget now, it's one of the bright yellow contrast paints. I have seen people use greens, you could use blue. I didn't want to use blue because the base of the model was blue. And the colour that kind of went with red and yellow red and blue is the yellow, so I just did them in the yellow. And there we are. And here they are side by side. Not quite on a base yet because I've not quite decided what I'm going to do base wise. But there's the Warglaive just behind. And like I say, all I did, everything is exactly the same, but I used Gemstone Red and Iron Hand Silver for where I used Retributor armor on the Helverin. So as always, if you've enjoyed or taken anything from it, then please like and subscribe. I've just bought Canis Rex as well, so he is going to be featured at some point very, very soon. But until then, I hope I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.